right, everybody, and welcome back to Chart Request Live. It's our favorite show we do here at Stock Market TV. My name is Patrick Dunawilla. I'm the editor of the Chart Report. If you don't go get it, go ahead and go to thechartreport.com, sign up for free. I'm joined here by Sam Gatlin. Sam, how you doing today?
I'm good, Patrick. What's going on?
Thursday, the week's almost over. About to dive into it. But if you guys are just joining us for the first time, the way the show works is you guys bring the tickers, you request them, either drop them here in the chat, or even better, email us at questions@stockmarketmedia.com. If you email us, we'll get to them first. But then we just chart it out for you, show you how to play it, and discuss it, get some ideas flowing. So let's dive into it, Sam. What do you think of the week so far?
Yeah, before we started the show, Patrick, I told you to pull up the dollar chart, and like the daily
Yeah.
RSI is at its highest level in some time now, Patrick. It's extremely overbought now, and it's been a long time since it's been overbought, like I said. And like, look at last year's rally into Q4. You were extremely overbought. You had a huge failed breakdown in the US dollar index, then a big ripper, few weeks of chop there,
You're
and
talking
then
about right here.
right, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. What
You
if
know, I
that
think
is the
I, I
playbook
think you
for this year again, just like last year? Run it back.
yeah. I mean it definitely what's caught my eye about this, first of all, how persistent it's been. I mean, we closed September at near two, like we were flirting with a 2 week low or 2 year low in the dollar index. And then we've closed higher basically every day since October started. I mean, you have one like -0.1%. I mean, that's negligible. Basically every day. We
It's
we
been a
really
ripper.
haven't had a
You've gone
serious
from
down day.
oversold to overbought in like a month, Patrick, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I think
That's
the biggest takeaway for me, Sam, here is how little equities and risk assets more broadly have been affected by this, right? I
right.
mean, for years we've been saying, oh shoot, if the dollar gets going here, if the dollar starts rallying, that's going to put pressure on risk assets. Risk assets couldn't care less for this time around. I mean, and it's really been that way the whole year. I mean, like you said, dollar started the year off with a nice rally after that failed breakdown and then bounce off the lower end of the range. We had a great first half of the year, even though the dollar was trending higher. Here we have just the most persistent rally I've seen in the dollar index since I can remember, and equities are like flirting with all-time highs. So it's like I'd see that as a positive, I think. And here we are in the seasonally worst time of year, dollars rallying. I mean, it's like they're throwing every headwind they can at this market, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't want to quit.
And I was kind of
So
comparing it
that
to last year and how the dollar was rallying into Q4 and before it rolled over. But like
uh,
last year,
oh, that's a
stocks
good
weren't
point. We
making
sort
all-time
of
highs at this time. Like we had a
right, and
pretty good
and
correction there.
right. I think we bottomed around what, October 27th or something, right?
Yeah,
Last October. So yeah, I mean, dollar was rallying. It didn't make a new high right when stocks were bottoming. That was probably another decent signal here. Um, but then got crushed into the end of the year. So like you got to ask yourself, right? Like the word resiliency comes to mind. If
yeah.
stocks were this resilient in the face of a rising dollar with bearish seasonals, what's going to happen in a few weeks if dollar starts correcting, seasonals start turning around? I mean, man, I really I have a hard time thinking. I think the only thing that could stop this Q4 rally that everyone's talking about is just the belief in the Q4 rally.
Yeah, I think so, Patrick. I think you're right. Let's
But
get
let's dive
into
into
it,
it.
Patrick.
Yeah,
We've
no,
been talking about the
enough
dollar for a
rambling.
few minutes here. We've got
I know
people wanting to
you
look at
told me we have
charts.
some great requests this week, so
We do,
let's
we
go.
do. And I love that Nick brought Carvana to us, Patrick, because I want to start with Carvana.
You want to start with that? Okay, let's do that. Carvana. Man, has there been a better stock that you could have bought out of the bear market lows than Carvana? I
Very
don't,
few.
I seriously, it might
There
be the
are
best
there are a
performing
few,
stock.
but very few.
I mean, this went from 365 down to 360. $3.60. $300.60 to
Well, the
$3
thing,
and
yeah,
sixty
like
cents,
this
and
has been
then
an
back up
amazing
to
short and an amazing long. Uh, like this is
I
the
know.
best
Well,
vehicle
and
for
part of
every
the thing that
cycle.
made it an amazing, yeah, part of the thing that made it an amazing long. Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, it was a great short on the way down, but then it got to be a little too crowded of a short, and that fueled that leg higher because of
Yeah.
that the short covering there, and that kind of started the momentum going, started the bottom, and then the rest momentum probably carried the rest. I'd be interested to see what short interest is like now.
So
Um,
that's interesting you bring that up, Patrick. JC and I have been tweeting about that, and that the short interest is at its lowest level in years. The short interest is at the same level it was when Carvana was completing this I think it was, is that a multi-year top that it completed there? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So back at when was that green arrow right there? Was that like January 2022? February? Yeah.
February
So early
2022. Yeah.
2022, short interest was at the same level it is now. So
Okay. Yeah, the first nasty bear market rally we had was in March 2022.
yeah.
You can kind of see it in this chart here, not that clearly, but that was part of that. But with
Yeah.
this one, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure
you
how
already
much of
have
a
the chart.
factor the short interest is now at this point, I guess, Patrick. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
like that
probably
former
not. You're
all-time
right.
high
Yeah,
seems to just be a magnet for this one. It's just
right, right,
trending higher towards there.
right. I think we could see a little bit of consolidation or even correction around this 618 here. We're approaching it here around 234, 235-ish. So that's a level to be aware of in the meantime. You could maybe even get a correction down to those pre-COVID highs here, which Sam also mentioned, was support here, and then until it wasn't. And then, but so yeah, that's your level to watch in the meantime. If it sails past that, then you're looking at all-time highs around 375-ish, 376. And then without getting ahead of ourselves, 600 once it breaks out to all-time highs. But man, what a V-shaped recovery this is. Like this is a really impressive one. I mean, I
It is.
I thought they were going out of business for sure. Yeah. And it was
Not so
also an
bad,
epic story on
Patrick.
the way up. I mean, this has been an epic story all ways around from
Yeah.
11 to 360 back down to $3 up to 200. I mean, wow.
I'm curious what'll happen in the next bear market. Is it gonna make new
Yeah,
lows?
right. Yeah, now you have your short vehicle for the next one.
Right, yeah. That could be it. Who knows? So Stephen brought CNEY to us, Patrick. This one is, I think, too small to cover on here. So we're not gonna, it's like a $2 million Chinese stock. Uh, so
Okay, yeah. I was
2 million's
gonna say I
probably.
haven't heard of this one.
Sorry about that, Stephen.
Yeah, two
We
million
try to stick to
peanuts.
stocks above $1 billion around here. But we can talk about Rocket Lab USA. Hansen wants to look at
Rocket
Rocket Lab
Lab.
USA with a 6 month time frame. And this one
Yeah.
has been fun recently. And it is sporting a 20% short interest and 5 days to cover as well, Patrick. So you have that going on here.
Yeah, so this one you can see I already have it marked up. I included it in a report this week because it's getting so much buzz. I was at the top of my list of most talked about stocks for this week. So I already had it. I must have done this a couple days ago, but looks like it's resolving the
Yeah.
way we thought it would. So this thing's SPACed, and then nasty, nasty drawdown. Here we are though. I think it's up like I want to say it's up like 360% this year or
Yeah.
something.
And it makes
Looks
sense
like
why
it.
this is
But either
buzzing,
way,
Patrick. This is a beautiful setup.
absolutely. Yeah. And $10 is really the level with this one. With a lot of SPACs, that $10 is really important for SPACs. So or 10 or 11. And this one, yeah, you can see it rocketed up there, no pun intended, and then formed this little consolidation, call it a bull flag, call it a pennant, whatever you want to call it. It was a high and tight consolidation. And then if we zoom in and look at the daily, you got that really strong resolution yesterday. Getting a little bit of a pullback here. Maybe you'll get a chance to buy it back at around 10. That would be a gift, I think. But if it's above there, it looks good to 15 would probably be a good place to stop and reconsider things. 15 would probably be good first target. And
You
then,
want
I
the
mean, your
double,
all-time
really, though, don't you? You know, you want to sell it at the former
what's that?
all-time high.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, hey, it would be awesome if it does, but I don't. If it gets up to 1980, I don't think you want to get too cute. But I think your second target's definitely 20. But if you're not taking something off at 15, you're crazy. I mean, you're
This
halfway
one's
there.
so good.
But to your point, this has all the ingredients for a double, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And you've got that 20%
How's
short
short
interest. I like that.
There you go. There you go. The cherry on top.
Yeah. It's the highest it's been in history, also.
Oh, short interest. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Man, things at a 2-year high and the highest short interest. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's a great question, Patrick. I
You
would
know, it's
not be
interesting. A lot of
shorting
these
this.
like little aerospace startups, rocket startups, they're all getting a bid recently. This last like couple weeks. It's kind of hard to nail down what the theme is exactly because it's a little bit of like I don't know if the Elon's little rocket ship like kind of has people going or what, but it's definitely been there. You know what
It
I'm
has
talking
been.
about? Like, yeah,
Yeah, these weird Rocket Lab USA, like,
yeah. I saw another one.
how
It
big is
was
this one? Is this like a couple $1 billion? 6
5.3.
billion.
Yeah, and there was another one. I'm blanking on it yet, but it is some like satellite based cell phone
Oh, the ASTS.
ASTS. Yeah, yep. Kind of
Yeah.
fits with that theme, right?
Yeah, sure. What a
Coming
huge
out of that
winner
bull
this
flag.
has been, Patrick.
I know. Maybe this is the one that I'm thinking of that was up 300%. That is probably it.
I
But
think it's
Rocket
more than
Labs,
that.
yeah, three 380, something like that.
The textbook high and tight bull flag.
Yeah, and you're getting the confirmation today. And
So
this one, I
good.
mean, this is just following technicals so well here. You got the breakout, hit the 161, consolidated in a bull flag in the best way you could see a consolidation. Perfect retest, a perfect retest. And then here we are resolving out of this flag. 35's first target, 55's your next target. Boom. There's your free trade right there.
Boom. Patrick
What do we got?
sent us an email asking to look at IonQ and Snowflake. So I'll let you pick one of those.
Yeah, I haven't
Both
seen
pretty
IonQ
interesting
in a
charts.
while. Also, great name, Patrick. Wow. Ooh,
Yeah,
what a great name.
yeah.
Um, all right, let's see. This was starting off in a daily here. Let's start off in a weekly. Okay, so this also looks like a SPAC. Anytime you
Yeah,
see
you've
this
got that
flat name
$10
jump over to
again.
the side. Yep. Oh man, what a mess this has been. But it's above that $10 that we talked about for the SPACs. I guess you want to fib out this decline.
Yeah, it just looks like a big base on base here.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like the reversal's in.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of defining your risk and finding an entry and all that good stuff.
This
But yeah,
one's
as
kind
you
of
can see,
cool,
the first
Patrick. This
steps
company
there
is doing
broke the
like
trend line.
quantum computing stuff, pretty wild, hardcore science
Whoa,
stuff.
hardcore science stuff.
Ion Q.
Nice. Um,
How big was the move into this
yeah, 13 definitely looks like an
consolidation?
important level. What's that?
How big was the run into this consolidation, Patrick? Like in percentage?
Um, into what consolidation?
Like what you're fibbing out now? Like from that 2023 low?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I'd call this a consolidation. This whole thing.
Yeah, a drawdown. Yeah.
Um, that's a great question. So 3 to Wow, it was a lot. It was a lot, Sam. It was more than 500%. And then, of course,
Yeah,
got this nasty bear market drawdown, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it's ugly.
yeah,
But I think 1350 is a decent level in the short term. If it gets above there, then you play it back to the low 20s here. That's probably the playbook for this one. But you could see a scenario where 1350 acts as resistance here. We sell off down to 10. I think that would probably be a better place to get involved is buy on a pullback to 10. I think you probably will retest this 10 because we haven't retested it from below or from above yet. So
yeah.
I
That would make
think yeah,
sense.
that would probably be a better place. Yeah. And this base is going to keep building. So
Yeah,
um yeah, I'd be looking to buy a pullback to 10 here.
nice chart though, and you could get a double out of
Yeah,
that buying at 10, sell it at that 20, 21 and a half, more than a double.
I know.
Yeah,
You mentioned it earlier where there's so many good setups out there right now. It's at this point in the game it's just time to be selective kind of thing.
it is. Yeah, for sure.
Snow. So
Snowflake. So this
snow.
one had a nasty earnings gap, Patrick. When was that? Was that
Uh,
Q1 2024?
uh so I had a nasty one in August.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah. Ooh, yeah, you're saying yep. February, yeah. Ooh, ugly. But recently hit all-time lows. Here
Yeah,
we
this
are
one has
reclaiming
been in the penalty
all-time lows.
box,
Yeah.
which is very
Reclaiming
interesting,
those.
Patrick, because this company is doing like data center and cloud stuff. You'd think it would do fine in like a AI driven bull
Yeah,
market. Like
yeah,
it's
it's a good point.
refuses to participate.
It's a software name, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
software getting a bid, especially last week, he did have a strong week, and it is good above here. I think anytime it's above this 110 level, it's good. And you're probably
But
playing it
still look
back
at
to
the
the upper end
setup
of the
here,
range here.
Patrick. Like you're buying against the 2022 lows. Like this stock is really it looks different
Yeah,
than a lot of software stocks, I'll say.
yeah, laggard for sure, but
Yeah.
if you're buying this one, you're buying it to play catch up.
Yeah.
Um, and I think yeah, and that those all-time lows here that it just made gave you a really good level to trade against. So throw in a stop around 107, 106, and you just playing it back to this 190 level, the upper end of that range.
Yeah. Is there any momentum divergence going on here?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Well, first of all, it never got oversold on a weekly RSI, but let's take a look at daily RSI. Yeah, really nice momentum.
Nice.
Um,
Okay. I like
yeah,
that. This could be a good
yeah,
trade.
it sure could. But it is a laggard. You're
Yeah,
playing for catch up for this one, but like you said, it would make sense for it to start participating, right?
definitely. Yeah. Drop a whop from that big earnings gap on the failed breakout. I'm curious where that comes in. That could be a good level to trade against.
Yeah, it was certainly a level to trade against here. So
Yeah,
that's a good one to be aware of. If it
yeah,
if it does start working out in your favor immediately, maybe you take some off at this level, and then move your stop up, protect the rest, that kind of thing.
or maybe you add to your position on strength above it if that happens. But
There you go.
certainly you
Yeah,
need to see it.
start a
Yeah,
little starter position here, and then add to the position once it proves
right.
it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that idea too.
cool. Let's look
What do we
at
got?
Jonathan's request. He wants to look at OCUL. He'd like to see a weekly
OCUL.
chart. Looks like a buy
You know
here
what?
and weekly RSI just
It's
entering
funny.
overbought.
We're talking about all the stocks that I had in my report yesterday, uh, which makes sense,
Like these
right? I mean, these
people
are the most talked
subscribe to
about.
your service. Just want you to talk about your
These are the
charts
most
more.
talked about stocks on social media, so it makes sense. Um, so with this one, I mean, I already have it all marked up for you. Nice ascending triangle or consolidation here that it's breaking out of. Peaked in March, Here we are above $10 once again, 10. Um, Playing it back to 15 would be your next target, and then low 20s would be your secondary target here. But this one acting really well the last few days.
Biotech in general, there's a lot that look like
I'm
this.
not,
Like if
yeah,
you want to
biotech's
bet on small
been
caps
surprisingly strong.
rallying into the end of the year more than any other factor, then small caps are the place to be. This is a leader.
You mean biotech?
Biotech, yeah, biotech's the
Yeah,
place to be.
biotech and regional banks I'd add in there, but yeah,
Biotechs are a little bit juicier.
yeah, yeah. They definitely have like once they start going, they'll start going.
Yeah,
Um, for sure. I always thought biotech was the largest industry group in Russell, but it's actually the regional banks.
yeah, yeah. There's so many banks, Patrick.
I
So many.
know, too many
Yeah.
banks. What do we got?
Let's look at Twist.
All right.
We're
So
now in the YouTube chat. This one comes from Paul. Thanks for bringing Twist to us, Paul. This is a great one.
this one's one of Straz's favorites. He's been waiting on
Yeah,
this one for a while.
it's a beautiful
Uh,
base. This one just kind of reminds me of that Carvana base we were looking at earlier. Like you had a
that's true.
huge prolonged drawdown. Like what was it, 99% for both of them, and now you're at that neckline. I think you just
Yeah,
buy the resolution of this base. No?
yeah, yeah. The neckline's right around $53. Looks like it's trying to reclaim it again. I think you buy it. It failed the first time, so you already had that failed breakout out of the way. Um, I think you buy this one at a target of 91, 90,
And you love to
90 or
see that
91.
too, Patrick, that they've already been chopping people up at this level. Uh, this one could be ready to go very soon.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's like that digestion, the inevitable digestion's out of the way.
Right,
You weren't in it for the pain, so now you jump in once it's ready to go.
right, exactly.
Um, but yeah, this one looks solid up to 90. If you want to be more aggressive, play it to 100. But um, and then once it's around there, then you're looking at a return to the all-time highs around 200. So this one, I totally see what you're saying. It does look a lot like Carvana.
Yeah.
And here, since you're
Comparing
just tuning in.
biotech stock to a car vending machine stock.
Yeah, but very similar.
It's
Basically,
very
like if
similar.
you, yeah, yeah, if we covered it up to like right here, this is basically what the Twist Bioscience chart looks like, right?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Similar. Maybe not quite there, but it's getting there. I like this one, yeah.
Cool.
It looks a little different. What happened there?
You're covering up some of the price. I don't know how you did that.
I don't know how I did that there.
That's funny. Uh,
That is weird.
that is weird.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? This.
Replay mode.
I had chopped off some of, yeah. There we go. Got it.
Nice. No, this is a great one. So where are we buying it? 50?
Yeah, 54 is the neckline, playing into 90.
Cool.
What do we got next?
Great one. Let's look at RYTM, another biotech stock. This also has an interesting setup, Patrick. This one comes from Dan in the chat. Shout out, Dan.
Take off the old drawings. Yeah, wow, this one.
Yeah, big old base there. So Rhythm is a $3 billion biotech. It also has 15% short interest and 20 days to cover. So how
Whoa,
about that as a catalyst?
3 billion?
$3 billion.
What
Yeah.
did you say short interest was?
The short interest is
Oh,
15%. The 20 days to cover is more interesting to me. This
yeah,
chart
this
pattern.
one's
Wow.
54 is once again the level with this one. Uh,
It's like
put it
10
out
is the
here.
level with SPACs, and 54 is the level with the biotechs.
Yeah, right. So 62 would be your first level here. Um,
Couldn't you just move
isn't too
that
much
down
upside. I
to
think you probably want to
54?
play it more to like 98. What's that?
I would take off the 161.8 and
What's
then
that?
I would draw the line at a new all-time highs. Like that's what you want to buy.
Yeah, I
You
would.
want to buy the resolution of this consolidation.
Yeah, you could also do that. What he's talking about is this. So it's 63, so it's right around the same level. But
Hmm.
either way, I think you want to be playing it to a higher target than the 63. I
Right.
don't
Yeah,
think
I
it gives you
think
a ton of
that was
juice.
my point, is you can get more out of this than 63.
Yeah. So depending on how aggressive you want to be, you could play it to the 80 or what was that 90 level we had before there? But either way, this one looks, I mean, structurally just perfect. It broke
Yeah.
out, consolidated for a year, right up, respected those prior highs there. This one looks good. And
Plus the short
58,
interest
54 is,
catalyst.
yeah, definitely a huge one.
So good.
Anytime you have high short interest, stock trading near all-time highs, it's a potent combination.
Yeah. I think the Sprouts
What
Farmers
do we got?
Market is one of the best examples of that. You love to talk about
It
that.
is, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Sprouts is a great one of that.
yeah, definitely. Like, who is shorting this setup? They're clearly not looking at the
Yeah,
chart.
yeah. So we got any more, or
Yeah,
is it here for
let's
that?
finish with crypto, Patrick. Crypto has been on my mind.
Okay.
Bitcoin looks close to resolving this range. Louis has been pointing out that the number of cryptos above their 50-day moving average is the highest it's been since earlier this year when Bitcoin peaked. We have two requests here in the chat. One for Galaxy Digital, the Canadian crypto hedge fund, and Marathon, the Bitcoin mining stock. So you pick, Patrick.
What's the Galaxy ticker again?
BRPHF, a long one. So this is
BRP.
over the counter because it's a Canadian stock.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah. Great looking setup, though. I believe they have a lot of exposure to Solana and a lot of
And
other.
then the other one was Mara.
Yeah.
So with Galaxy, if it can clear that 15 level, looks good to 22 and 22 or call it 2250. 2250 gets you back to the all-time highs around 35 here. But of course, you'll need Bitcoin to cooperate with you on this one.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
15,
Yeah, both of these
2250,
trades hinge on
35.
Bitcoin and like crypto.
Totally. Yeah. Um, but nice basing action here. So let's look at Mara.
Yeah. Trey wanted to
Mara's
look
been a
at
bit
Mara.
messier. Excuse all my old drawings here. With this one, you can see it's struggled with this one. So if it gets a fourth attempt here, hopefully it gets it done. It gets above that 23 level, then you're looking at all-time highs around 80.
This one's a little bit messier.
But
I think, really,
yeah,
Patrick, what you want to look for is something that has had a big run late last year, has had a straight sideways consolidation. Just kind of think of the Bitcoin chart. you want to buy the Bitcoin chart, but something that's already resolving higher, um, like a MicroStrategy,
Right.
like a Coors.
Yeah, let's take a look at MicroStrategy here.
Yeah,
Retesting that level,
yeah,
but holding it so far a little bit.
it
You can
is.
see it's stepping in a bit. But
Pretty
Sam,
interesting.
we're almost out of time here, so let's shut it down for today. But if we didn't get to your tickers, did we get to most of them in the chat, Sam?
We did, yeah, we did good. Didn't get to Rick's,
Nice.
but that's okay.
Rick's the ticker or
No, Rick,
Rick's the ticker?
no, Rick the intern. He's in the
What's
chat.
oh, okay. What do you want to see?
He's looking at the VIX and credit spreads overlaid.
VIX and credit spread. I'll leave that to him to interpret.
Yeah, so I
Um,
didn't bring that one up. Uh,
but if we didn't get to your request, be sure to email us at questions@stockmarketmedia.com and we'll get to it on Monday. But thank you guys
yes.
for joining us. Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.